Good evening, everyone. This is your girl Cooking with Steph, and I am back with another video. Today, I will be making a pot roast, a beef lawn tip pot roast. So I have already I'm sorry, let's go back. I've already rinsed this roast. I've already rinsed it. I am going to go ahead now and season it. And what I will be seasoning it at this moment is the garlic and the ginger paste. So I'm just going to take my garlic paste, and I want to start with the ginger first. So I'm going to just put my ginger on there. I'm going to take my meat brush, and I am going to rub this ginger into the meat very well. As I'm seasoning my meat, I'm going to go ahead and remove pieces excuse me, that I don't want in there. I'm not going to cut all of the fat off because the fat is actually where you're going to get your flavor. This is a boneless roast, so I want to accumulate and build all of my flavors as I go. I wanted to give a special thanks to all of my new top followers, all of my followers, all my supporters, and all of my cyber family and friends. Thank you so much for being patient with your girl Cooking with Steph. I am passing through a few things, but one thing about it, my spirit says it's time for you to get up. We can't sit there and wallow in our feelings. It's time to get up. So I suit up and I show up, and I am back ready to work. Okay, so I have that ginger. We just want to brush it really well into the meat. Same I have with the ginger. We are going to brush that garlic paste into the meat. I have my skillet over here on the stove preheating. I'm going to drain any water off. I'm just going to flip it and repeat those steps. I'm going to flip it and repeat those steps. Ginger first. You want to get all into those cracks and crevices. You really want to get it into the skin. Same with the garlic. How's everyone week? We've almost made it to, thank God, I'm Friday day. Okay, I'm simply going to take my butter knife and get the rest of that garlic and ginger paste out. So I'm going to go ahead and just simply rinse. Okay, let's move on to the next step. Next step is I have over here my skillet, which is preheating. So I can direct this camera here over to the skillet. Okay, so I have that skillet preheating. I am going to go on at this time and add in a little oil, just enough to coat the skillet. And I am using pure vegetable oil because I will be using vegetables in this pot roast. So we have that. I'm going to go ahead and let the skillet get hot. And I actually have more oil than I want. So let me take some of that oil out. I'm simply just going to go ahead and pour some of that oil out because it's way more than what I need. Thank you for not spilling for me, baby. Grease is a mess to clear up. Okay, so we're just going to let this pan preheat. Let this cast iron preheat. You know, it takes a little while for that to heat from the bottom up. I also have my crock pot on and it's preheating as well. Test it. It's hot, but I want it a little bit hotter. While I have it hot, I am going to go in with a half a stick of butter to blend in with that oil. I'm going to go in with half stick of butter. Skillet is hot and I do not want my butter to burn. So let me go ahead and get ready to drop my roast. So it's already been seasoned very well on both sides. You need to turn the fire down, but I want to just sear it. I want a great sear on it. Giving that butter a chance to catch up in with that oil. dishwater. Add in a little dash of bleach. Have that water running so it doesn't get hot. I'm going to go ahead and flip it. Want to sear the other side. It's popping everywhere and I don't want a real big cleanup on my stove, so I'm going to turn that fire down. I'm going to take at this time while it is searing and I'm going to add a little red wine vinegar so that all of that goodness that's at the bottom will release into that roast. Okay. While that's searing, I am going to go ahead on and get my vegetables ready. I have here my green onion. I have my green onion, my bell pepper, my white onion, fresh garlic, fresh rosemary, and fresh bay leaf. That will be going into my pot. So let's put this to the side. And let me go ahead on and get my vegetables sliced, diced, and ready for the pot. Let me check to see if I have that great sear that I want, and I do. Moving this roast into all of those flavors. I have the sear I want on that side. I'm going to flip it and give it another great sear at the bottom over here on the other side. Moving that all into all that goodness. Okay, so I just want to give that a great sear. And at this time I'm cutting up my vegetables. Cutting them a 1/4 inch thick. by searing it really well on both sides. It also holds in the flavor really well, and it also reduces the cook time in the crock pot. Okay, so I know that this is seared the way I want it on both sides. Just have a look. It is seared very well on both sides. I'm sorry, Whitney, baby. I know you're scared, so you're going right into the crock pot, ladies. Straight from the skillet into this crock pot that I have over here preheating. Let me straighten you up. Okay. Go ahead on and turn that fire off. Let me get this from A to B. So this is going straight from the skillet, seared to perfection. The crock pot is also preheated. And I am simply going to just save this goodness that's in this skillet for my gravy. Okay, so she's going back on the fire with the fire off. And I am going to go ahead and start adding in my vegetables. I am going to take that other half a stick of butter, and I am going to just simply drop it on top of that roast. Okay, so that roast is in the crock pot. Okay, I'm simply going to take a box, 1 packet of Lipton onion soup mix. Pack of Lipton onion soup mix. She's hot, and I need to get some liquid in there. Okay, so I've placed in my Lipton onion soup mix. I am going to go in now with my water. Covering it just to the tip. Just to the tip. Okay, I am going to take some Worcestershire sauce, and I am going to just simply add that in a circle motion. That's enough. I am going in now at this time with my bay leaf. I'm going to add 2. I'm going in now with my fresh rosemary. Just gonna drop it. Just gonna drop it. Okay. I'm going in now with 3 whole cloves of garlic. 3 whole cloves of garlic, and I'm going to just place them around that roast. Okay. I'm going in now with 2 stalks of scallion, green onion scallions. And I have cut those to a 1/4 inch size. Okay. So I'm going in now with 2 stalks of green onion, cut a 1/4 inch. Okay. I am just going to go ahead on now and simply place the lid on. I am also going in with a little of red wine vinaigrette in a circular motion. That's it. Okay, so we're building our pot. I am going in with some paprika. Paprika is a great tenderizer. I'm going in now with some Lawry's garlic powder, onion powder, onion powder, and that's going to do it on my seasonings I need. I am also going in with a little of Himalayan salt. Not much. Beef needs salt. I'm going in with some cracked peppercorn. You want to make it too spicy, but you know we like that kick on our food around here. So I'm going to go in with a second seasoning of Himalayan salt, peppercorn. Just going to go ahead on and place my lid on and allow that to cook. I have here my crock pot set on a high temperature for 6 hours. Okay? Going to go ahead now and finish cutting up my vegetables so I can add my bell pepper. In this roast, I will be using a green bell pepper and a red. Okay? Let me go ahead and get those sliced, washed. That roast is cooking. Let me unplug from Instagram. They give me an hour. Let me go ahead and bring you over here where I'm working on slicing my vegetables that will be going into that pot. I'll bring my core out, rinsing it really well to make sure that I don't have any seeds in there. Seeds left in your bell pepper will be extremely bitter in your food. So that's what I'm working on over here. I'm cutting up my bell pepper. Just giving them a 1/4 inch cut. We always want to cut our stems away in our bell pepper so that it's not cooked in with our meals. Those stems from the bell pepper makes it bitter. Okay, now let me go ahead with the red one. Doing the same thing, cutting it, getting the core out. And this, ladies, is what I mean by the core in the bell pepper. You just want to simply cut that out so that it comes off. That's what I mean by the core. Okay? Next, I will be cutting up my, cleaning and cutting my potatoes and my carrots. Food and groceries, food period, is at an all-time high. So I do not try and throw anything away from my vegetables. This is the top that I cut from that bell pepper. And I was able to still use it. Next, I will be cutting my white onion. And that will be it on the seasonings that will be going into my pot roast. So I have here my red and my green bell pepper. Just going to simply place that into that pot. Okay. She's already starting to steam up. Okay, let me get to my clean up. Throwing all those stems away. Next, I will be go ahead and clean my potatoes. Remember, we're gonna always wash our potatoes. As you will see from the white towel that I will be using to clean these potatoes, you will see exactly why we want to always wash our potatoes. Okay, so I have over here my bowl of potatoes. I believe I have 4 to 5 potatoes. You use your potatoes based upon your family size or how many people you're cooking for. Okay? So I have here 4 potatoes that has been soaking overnight. Just want to go ahead and simply pour that water off. Driving me crazy with a slow draining sink. Okay, so I'm going to move this crock pot over so that my arm does not hit it, because you know that it's hot. And when you're getting ready to put some elbow grease, you just might touch it. So let me go ahead and wash my potatoes, and I just simply take my towel just going to simply take my towel and scrub those potatoes really well. I see something on this potato that will not be going in my pot, so I'm going to go ahead and simply take it off. Back into the water. Let's clean the next potato. This is what I got back from just that first potato. Okay. So I'm going to flip it on the other side. And just rub on it, clean her very well. See the difference in the color of that potato? See all that? Okay. I can never really get confused on which potato that I have cleaned versus which one I have not. See the difference in the color? One's much lighter. And we're potato lovers, so I think I am going to add 2 more potatoes to this roast. Simply those right pan. Okay, those potatoes are clean. I am going to set them back to the side. Well, I may as well go ahead on and cut them while I have them here with me. Okay, just going to simply cut in half, and I'm cutting these into quarter pieces. I am leaving the skin on. It's where the vitamins and nutritions are. Has been cleaned really well. Cut those in quarter pieces. Just going to give these a rest. Most definitely I am going to need 2, maybe 3 more potatoes. I'm learning to cook small, but what I do not like is when I have a lot of meat left, but I don't have any sides in there. So I'm gonna sit these to the side, making sure that they're covered in water, that all potatoes are covered so that they do not darken. So just gonna sit those over there to the side. And I'm going to get my carrots. So I'm thinking that I will use about 6 carrots. They're nice sized carrots. Same with my carrots, I will be leaving the skin on. And that those are the sized carrots that they are. That's going to be enough. Okay, we're going to put those carrots back in the fridge. And let's go ahead and rinse our carrots. And get another towel. I want to clean, but I don't want to bleach and soap it clean. Let me grab, well, I can actually use this towel because I haven't used it for anything else. So simply wash those carrots down the same way. All the nutrition in our vegetables, especially potatoes and carrots, are in the skin. So I don't peel mine. Just make sure that they're good and clean. Those will be the last thing that goes into that pot when that roast is almost ready, about 35 minutes to 40 minutes in of that roast being ready is when I will go ahead and I will add the potatoes and the carrots. Same thing with the carrots. I'm cutting them in a 1/4 inch thickness. Going to place those in a bowl, allowing them to just sit there and soak until I am ready to throw those in the pot. Cutting the tips off of these carrots. Great snack for the kids, especially when you have one that's teething. Rinse that carrot off really well with your towel. Cut it in a, I would say halfway, so that they don't have the opportunity to be able to swallow anything. So that's a great tip for moms that have babies that are teething. You're just gonna simply take that carrot, wash and rinse it. And what I do is I take it in enough size to where they can hold it with their hand, and it's great for teething. Okay? So let me go ahead and cut my carrots. These carrots are naturally sweet, healthy and fresh. Okay. Let me find a bowl that I can put these in. See, when I didn't cut the chip off. Just want to drain the water off. Refilling it with water to soak. I wipe my cutting board down. Leaving these covered in water as well. I'm going to simply just sit these over here to the side. And I am going to go ahead and cut my white onion to get that into the pot. Okay, so I have my white onion. Okay, I have that cut. So let me go ahead on and add it to the pot. And that is the final vegetable that's going into this pot at this time. So she's actually done with the seasoning. Let me see if I can get you into what that pot looks like. Okay, let's see if I can move her over here so that you can see what that pot looks like, what the water level is on. Just going to go ahead on and put these vegetables under the water so that they can cook in with the flavor for the roast. Taste time to see if you need anything, what you're missing. I am going to go in with a little of Slap Your Mama to give it that extra kick. The flavor is not as strong as I want it, so I'm building my flavor. I am also going in with a little more of garlic, since I put the peppercorn, pepper in. I'm going to add some regular black pepper. And that, my darling, is how you build and put on a roast. This is a beef roast. You can also do the same with a picnic shoulder roast. Same exact thing. Okay, I'll be back when that roast is ready to add in those potatoes and carrots, which I have prepped and they're ready to go. Stay tuned.